been a while since I've done one of these videos before on Donald Trump. So here's the rundown of an honest review of Donald Trump. Something's going on with my laptop, of all things. Donald Trump has been caught golfing. Yeah, golfing. As in everything else, he's actually gone and did something wrong. So if he's actually playing golf, it means he's not doing his job. He's actually golfed 3 times more than what Obama, Clinton, Reagan. I think I did say Clinton. Which everyone knows the president's not allowed to do, because if they're being voted in to do a job, they have to do that job. Donald Trump has taken more time off than what every other president has. So, in 1 year, he has golfed 3 times more than what Obama has. He's golfing on average once every 5 days. To me, that just says this is a president of the United States that doesn't care. Just doesn't care. So 1/3 of his first vacation was actually playing golf. Obama, Reagan, Clinton, and such. More than them. Here's another bit of news too. Donald Trump wants to privatize the International Space Station. And what does that mean, you ask? Well, the Trump administration is looking to turn the International Space Station over to the private sector, according to NASA documents obtained by the Washington Press. According to the documents, the White House plans to stop contributing to the International Space Station after 2024, which has attracted a wrath of criticism from US senators. Ooh, Donald Trump's in trouble, because the nation spends $100 billion. That's just to use and operate it. Though that use and operating of the International Space Station is actually contributed to every other country as well. So Australia, Russia, and England, Africa, and everyone else. So, according to a report, US President Donald Trump wants to end direct federal support for the International Space Station by 2025. In other words, Mr. Trump is looking to sell off the US stake in the space station, enabling private companies and groups like SpaceX and Virgin Galactic to use the International Space Station for their own projects. And it plans to spend $150 million in 2019, with more additional years to enable the development and masteration of private companies to take over the International Space Station. Now, this would actually have a lot of ripple effects and such, considering well, let's see, the International Space Station is an international cooperative program between the US, Russia, Canada, Europe, and Japan. Now, Australia is actually looking into getting into this as well. So, in 1998, the 15 governments involved in the space station project signed an international treaty, allowing the partners to extend their national jurisdiction in outer space. What that means is that each country has control of its shares of the space station, so each country is within their rights to sell their stake. But in case of the United States, Mr. Trump will need the approval of Congress to go ahead with it, which Dr. Tucker says would be a wise financial decision, but also the wrong one in my books, because it would mean that you sell off your stake and you want your astronauts up there on the International Space Station, It's basically a lose-lose situation. And I'm looking at a tweet from Donald Trump. So it's very sad to see what Barack Obama has done with NASA. He's gutted the program and made us dependent on the Russians. That's actually false, Donald Trump. That is very, very false and very wrong, and along with wrong information. You do not say that. Your information is incorrect. Everyone can tell you that. And that was from August 28th, 2012. Again, that is very wrong to actually say, and plus, I don't think Barack Obama actually has done anything wrong. I'm gonna just say, let's see if Donald Trump's info is correct, because if it ain't, seriously, Donald Trump, you tell a 10-year-old that space is terrific, yet you hadn't been up there. Looking at a news report from July 22nd, 2016. Well, let's just have a little look-see at it. Let me put it this way. If you actually believe anything what this Collins bitch is actually saying, then you're a complete and utter idiot. Yeah, Trump's not going to be great for NASA, considering it actually cost, well and truly, $200 billion to send astronauts to the moon and to get them back home. That's how much it's going to cost. Roughly US dollars. In Australian, oh, that's about $350 billion or something. Give or take the actual dollar value. Any Republican president, but Trump's denial of climate change is well established. Well, Donald Trump's a freaking idiot. For that matter, he's not going to actually send out his tax returns to the paper and such. Another story, Trump to free NASA and set sights on future space exploration. No, that's a lie. Let's say, Neil Armstrong devastating NASA, Obama's devastating NASA cuts. Well, apparently, Neil Armstrong, James Lovell, and Eugene Gain urge Obama to forfeit U.S. progress in space exploration. So, in other words, we actually have those three to actually blame for this, not Barack Obama. So Donald Trump's info is wrong. Look at Donald Trump's Wikipedia page. Donald Trump's net worth value is only $3.5 billion and dropping like the Titanic that is sinking very, very fast. Wow. I'm just looking at his personal details. He's 71 years old and is a complete fucking idiot. 1946, Donald Trump was born. Yet his IQ is that of the head of a matchstick. Small and independent. Try go up against someone who's got an IQ of 160.9, Mr. Trump. You'll be surprised what you can actually... You'll find out the hard way. Now, here's a challenge for Mr. Trump. Go up against Bill Gates, and you'll find out the hard way what it's like to lose. Okay, I can face palm here. Donald Trump has put his signature up online in Wikipedia. Hey, anyone wants to forge anything? This is how stupid Donald Trump is. I'll show you. That's his signature. That is his signature right there. One thing you're not allowed to do is put your own signature inside your own Wikipedia page. Because anyone can just go, oh look, Donald Trump's signature. Let's say file, we'll go to that. We'll download that, put that on another document. Lo and behold, I just got a house free from Donald Trump. That's how stupid Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is still getting paid for The Apprentice. So, no doubt about that. Let's see, Trump's inauguration is 45th president, blah, blah, blah. He's first Trump signed 6 executive orders. Those executive orders are stupid. His first order as president sent an interim procedures in anticipation of repeal of the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, which is Obamacare. That same week, Trump withdrew the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, reinstated that the Mexico City policy, reopened the Keystone XL and Dakota Access Pipeline. After all the research and all the facts were given, Mr. Trump, you are complete fucking stupid. He's also signed an executive order to begin planning, design, and construction of a wall along the US border with Mexico and reinforce border security. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't border security already got enough? Because why reinforce border security when they have the latest tech and everything else? Unless he's actually planning on reinforcing them by giving them backwards compatibility technology that will actually fizzle out within, say, 3 to 5 years. That's waste of spending. We all know the share market. Oh, Donald Trump's tweet as well can actually come back and bite him on that. If it drops down by 1,000 points and below, well, Donald Trump can actually be shot into from a cannon into the sun at a very high speed. Trump has his support for school choice and local control for primary and secondary schools. He opposes the Common Core State Standards Initiative for primary and secondary schools and has called it a disaster that must be ended. He stated he would abolish all or part of the Department of Education, which would mean a whole lot of stupid people in jobs that they can't do. So why would you abolish all or part of the Department of Education, Mr. Trump? That is bullshit. You do that. How would you like to be up in front of the United Nations court? for facing charges of acts against humanity and acts against the people of the United States of America. That is the possibility that you are looking at. Donald Trump's climate change. Well, he doesn't think climate change is a threat. Oh, shit. Climate change is actually a real threat that can actually threaten everything. Australia is actually a moving continent / country because Australia is both continent and country. Donald Trump hates immigration, full stop, so I'm not going on that. Trump White House embroiled in domestic abuse controversy. Oh dear, this has been in the news a lot. The President of the United States just called you a liar. Ooh! This came to a conclusion Jamie Willer's friend reached after the pair watched Donald Trump speak in the Oval Office on Friday last week. Israel's ex-husband, reporter, a senior aide to Mr. Trump, had just been forced out of the White House after being accused of domestic abuse by both Ms. Willebrand and his other former spouse, Kobe Holdens. Both women say Mr. Porter physically and verbally abused them during their marriages. This one obtained a restraining order against him in 2010. The photo with a black eye recently emerged in the media. It became the catalyst for Mr. Porter's removal from the White House. And yet, his friend watched on, Mr. Trump took Mr. Porter's side. Yeah, Mr. Trump said he was for women. I think we can actually state that Mr. Trump is a liar on that part. Well, okay, a liar on all of it. Mr. Trump, how about you rescind your statement, you dick? And I do mean, I am calling him a dickhead because he is a complete idiot. And going by, I'm actually looking at the photos. These photos aren't recent. They're pretty much, how can I say this? They're not recent enough. They look like about 2 to 3 years old or something. I'm not calling the ex-wives of Mr. Porter liars or such. I'm just stating the photos look like 2 to 3 years old. That's all I'm saying. But I'm actually giving those two women a thumbs up for coming out and speaking out. I support women. If they feel threatened, come out and speak out. Speak up. It is your life.
The president's defense of court.
Trump's use response marks #me disconnect. Ooh. Let's see. Donald Trump spent the weekend putting himself on the wrong side of a potential turning point in history, formed by the sudden sharp change in how society responds to women allegations of abuse. So from Friday and over the weekend till now, Donald Trump is actually in a lot of hot water and is in complete, utter denial and such. For those who are wondering, that flag does actually say Holden. I actually had that flag when Holden was actually being made in Australia. Now it's not being made in Australia. I don't believe getting a Holden would be sufficient enough for me to drive around. The Atlantic actually has a nice, interesting little story from last year. Will Donald Trump destroy the presidency? My answer is yes. Surprisingly enough, he is already destroying it himself by actually disregarding presidential laws, by disregarding every single law, by disregarding not showing his tax return, which I've actually seen, and there's a number of holes that I can actually go over, including the royalties which is not being filled out correctly. His tax return is not filled out correctly, considering that he's actually used his own foundation as his private little piggy bank and to fund his most expensive little buys, like a gold-plated frame for a photo or a frickin' painting of himself. Oh, and if Donald Trump's in office like this, arms crossed, he's abusive. That is an abusive stance. I'm sorry, but if your arms are crossed and you're talking like this, it comes off as abusive. That's what I've been seeing from Donald Trump. And it's like no one's actually covered it because they're too scared. Well, guess what? This YouTuber isn't scared of Donald Trump, nor am I scared of everyone else. Yes, I've been bullied in the past, and I don't give a shit about bullies. I actually can show the, well, in the description, the Donald Trump Malcolm Turnbull phone call full transcript. Yeah, yeah, the full transcript is going to be one you're going to love to read. It actually gives a nice little insight to Donald Trump being complete and utter freaking fool he is. So I'll put that in the description for you all to read. Donald Trump's failures. Ooh, remember this one from March 14? Donald Trump's 13 biggest business failures. This is actually from the Rolling Stones. Trump's achievements and failures a year since he's elected. So, let's see. Trump Airlines, failed. Trump Beverages, failed. Trump the Game, failed. Trump Casinos, well, that actually failed. First was Trump's Taj Mahal in 1991, which was $3 billion in debt after just 1 year in operation. He was back in bankruptcy court in 2004. Well, Trump Marina and Trump Plaza casinos, along with a riverboat casino in Indiana, had debt burden of some 1.8 billion. Yeah, so how can Donald Trump actually recover with that bankruptcy of 3 billion? Well, apparently he's been selling his name off. So anything with Trump's worthless. It's basically, his name is worthless right now. Trump Magazine, well, that finished. It only ran for 2 years. Trump Mortgage, failed. Trump Steaks, no. 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 $200 per kilo? Just for steak alone? No, I'm sorry. Trump's travel site, Trump's communication company, failed. The trademark was abandoned in 1992. Trump Tower Tampa. He just sold the use of his name to developers of the $300 million condo project for a cool $2 million. They in turn collected down payments from individual buyers, drawn in by a Trump mystique. After the project went belly up in 2008, it listed 2 scale models and some office furniture worth a grand total of $3,500 as its only assets in bankruptcy court. Buyers sued Trump for misleading them. He eventually settled in some cases for as little as $11,115, with plaintiffs who lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Trump University, oh god, remember that? Remember Trump University? Let's see. Known as Trump Imperial Initiative, Trump University was a series of wealth-building seminars for students, for which students paid as much as $35,000 for mentorship that would supposedly get them access to Trump's secrets of success instead of the hand-picked instructors Trump promised. The seminars were delivered by motivational speakers, often without degrees and sometimes with criminal records. According to his FEC filings, Trump brought in $11,819 from the Trump Initiative last year. He's now the subject of 2 class action lawsuits in California related to Trump University, and a third suit for $40 million brought by New York Attorney General Eric Zimmerman, which means Donald Trump should not have been able to run for presidency when he's actually got those 3 lawsuits still going. Trump vodka? Yeah. It was banned in 2008. The liquor was out of circulation by 2011. Lost future earnings from calling Mexican rapists. Trump kissed billions of dollars in future earnings goodbye. Last time when he called Mexicans rapists and criminals in his campaign announcement speech. Yeah, I'm losing some conscience. Who cares, people? Politically, they're weak and they want to be politically correct, he said at the same time. For instance, he was dumped by NBC, the home of Trump's beloved Apprentice franchise. According to his FEC filings, Trump brought in some $213 million over 14 seasons of the franchise, or about $15.2 million per cycle. He left the door open to return to Celebrity Apprentice, but NBC eventually announced it was finding a new host, Roland Arnold Schwarzenegger. Then there were Trump's cologne brands, Success by Trump and Empire by Trump, which were sold exclusively by Macy's until both the retailer and cologne maker dropped the mogul. Unfortunately for Trump, he didn't have that excuse in 2007, when Donald Trump, the fragrance, his first foray into the market, was discontinued. I am sorry if this is going too long, but we have to actually make sure everyone gets the info, because Donald Trump really is stupid. Even at the age of 71, he has dementia. He is aggressive when he's talking to media. He's like this in the Oval Office. He's always aggressive, speaking to his own staff as well in the White House. And you can actually see it. You can actually see it on the news whenever he's in the news. Where is it? Something he's like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, he's being aggressive. If anything, Donald Trump's age should have been the only thing to stop him from running for presidency, because he's a complete and utter fool who's an idiot. He's a dead set idiot. And I can actually say that because that's what he is. Trump's biggest achievements and failures a year since his election. Yep, we're moving on to that. Lock her up failure. Referring to Hillary Clinton as Crooked Hillary has become the norm for the president on his Twitter account. His Twitter account's actually got a number of bots as followers. Don't believe me? Have a look. I can guarantee you there'll be about, what is it, 150 since yesterday, just appearing out of nowhere, with no actual fictional address or fictional name. Withdrawing from the Paris as a frequent partner of the US military in the fight against terrorism in the region. Being challenged and blocked in federal district courts in Hawaii and Madrid, the appeals process to take it to the Supreme Court has begun. Yeah, that's gonna fail. Making Mexico pay for the border wall failed. Literally failed. The nearly 2,000-mile border wall, and of course that's going to be going through mountains, a river, mountains and river parkland, national parks and such. Let's see. Many put the costs more closer to 25 billion, which is 19.5 billion pounds, to account for repairs, new construction materials, labor, land acquisition, and various terrain. Former Mexican President Menendez Fox famously offered current President Enrique Nereto some advice when he said on CNN, "You can use my words, we'll never pay for that fucking wall." True words never spoken. Seriously, true words never spoken by a former president of Mexico City. Congratulations. Thumbs up on that one. Repelling and replacing Obamacare, still to do, and it will fail. Seriously, Donald Trump is actually going to put the prescription for medicines up to $400 a script. That's what some doctors don't actually understand. They're getting behind Donald Trump. He's going to replace Obamacare. Oh fuck, we've just screwed over our patients. Cancer medications up to 400 from this price up to nearly $1,000. Okay, we fucked up on that. Being a champion for LGBT rights. Oh, he failed that outright. Decertifying the Iran nuclear deal, he achieved that, considering he wants a different deal. What different deal is there? Make Iran pay for your fucking failures? I don't think so. Improving the economy, still to do. Well, we all know how that went. Just have a look at last trading. Minus 1,000 and something, and it was still going down. The tax handout that Donald Trump has actually given to every single businesses, a number of stores have actually been going, bye, we're closing down, see you all later, we don't want your business. Yeah, that's actually a failure. I'm gonna say that's a failure. Because by giving businesses tax cuts and such to encourage them to pay their workers higher wages, they're virtually shutting down stores in nearly every single city. Take a look at Toys R Us. That's becoming extinct in the US. The same with a number of other stores as well. Walmart's closed down. What was it? A chain of restaurants or something that they actually own? And I can actually bring that up. So we have these major retailers have closed more than 5,000 stores in 2017. Major retailers have already announced plans to close 1,000 stores in 2018. That's an update. Charming Charlie, 97 stores. Gone. Just like that. Out of existence permanently. During the middle of the holiday season, Charlie has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. The Houston-based specialty store retailer focused on fashion, jewelry, handbags, apparel, gifts, and beauty products currently has about 375 stores, but that's about to change. Court documents indicate that 97 stores will be shut down by the end of the year, and that was last year. Department stores, Sears and Kmart, 358 stores in 2017, 63 in January 2018. And I'll post this in the description for everyone to actually read. So Kmart stores, 45, Sears, 18. So all up, that is actually correct for the 63. Closed in January last month. JC Penney, 138 stores, gone. Macy's, 68 stores, gone. Other retailers, J. Crew, 50 stores, gone. Payless Shoe Source, 800 to 900 stores, gone. Vitamin World, 51 stores, gone. Gap, 200 stores, gone. Perimeter, 64 stores, bye. Trevia, 379 stores. Gymboree, 350 stores, closed and gone. True Religion. Yeah, that's got 27 stores gone as of 2017. Ascendant Retail Group, at least 268 stores. Michael Kors, 125 stores. Bay Stores, 180. Rue 21, 400 stores. Here's the shocker for you all. Radio Shack, remember that? 1,000 stores gone. Abercrombie & Finch, 60 stores. Guess, 60 stores. Crocs, 160 stores. Limited, 250 stores. Wet Seal, 171 stores. American Pill, 110 stores. BCBG, 120. Garner Mountain, Undetermined. Or Undetermined Mine. Dreg, 220 stores. GameStop, 150 plus stores. Staples, 70 stores. Family Christian, 240 stores. So yeah. Also, Retail Apocalypse. As you can actually hear the music. 22 big retailers closing stores. Abercrombie & Finch, Aslos, American Pill, BCBG, Babe, Bonton Stores Incorporated, The Kids Palace, CVS, Guess, Gymboree, H. Gregg, J. Crew, JC Penney, The Limited, Macy's, Marshall Cross, Payless, Radio Shack, Rue 21, Sears, Kmart, Toys R Us. Yeah, Toys R Us. And Wet Seal. As of 20th of the 9th, 2017, Toys R Us confirmed plans to keep 1,600 stores open and operational despite bankruptcy filing. So, every single store is becoming an extinct animal in US retail. And last year, in December, on the 17th, there was a story from Business Insider. Oh, and Subway also closed over 900 US stores. I wonder who we have to blame for that. Oh, right, this is all about Donald Trump, so we have him to blame for this. Toys R Us to close 180 US stores amid bankruptcy. That was last month, on the 24th of January, 2018. Forbes actually has a story why so many stores are closing now. So I'll put that in as well. So basically, we can actually have Donald Trump to blame for this. And yet Donald Trump's gonna say, oh, this is all Hillary's fault, this is all Obama's fault or something. And it's like, no, Mr. Trump, you're in power, you're the president, this is on you. Some stores have actually got going out of business sales signs up where everything is virtually on sale at, what is it, 90% off recommended retail price. That also includes their warehouse stock as well. So what can actually be what can actually help or happen? Well, if people actually saw what was happening around them in the United States, mainly with these stores, because I know a number of people actually went to these stores, they actually found a sign on the window saying, sorry, we are closed, we are not opening ever again, and staff was laid off. All because Donald Trump gave the biggest tax cut to companies to give to workers, and yet the company's gone, you know what, let's close down these stores, we don't need them, let's just lay everyone off. That puts unemployment rates up. It puts the economy down. Really, really down. It also means you have more people trying to look for work where they apply for one job. There's like about 255 others looking for work or going for that same job that person is actually qualified for. Yet that person who's qualified doesn't get it. Because, oh look, we got someone who's underqualified, we can hire them, we can use them as a scapegoat. Mr. Trump, the closure of the economy in stores are actually on your head. I wouldn't be surprised if the businesses and everyone else actually takes you to court over this. Because I think that's what's going to happen. Considering that you actually broken presidential laws and constitutional laws along with every other law as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if all these businesses go after you. If all those people were laid off, go after you. I wouldn't even care if you try to pay them off. You'll just be the laughing stock. Oh wait, right. You already are the laughing stock as a president, but you'll be the laughing stock of the business world. That's my honest opinion. That is my honest review. So you actually got a lot more info of what's been happening under President Trump than anything else. Also, you also got the failures and such, which will be in the description. So, those who are from the news, I actually hope you enjoyed watching me talk about this. Those who are from businesses, I hope you actually enjoy the information and such as well. because the failing economy is actually on Donald Trump's head. And I can say that because of all the stocks going up and down, but it will be going down a lot more. And as for the future, I am uncertain about that because no one can actually predict the future. And if Donald Trump doesn't actually accept the challenge of going up against Bill Gates or anyone else with a higher IQ than what he thinks he has, well, we can actually say the Americans who actually voted for Trump, who actually voted for a dumb president who has to under 100. And yet, Donald Trump thinks his IQ is like 100 and something. No, it's under 100. I'm sorry, but if he's actually using loopholes to actually not show tax returns and such, that's actually against the law to do. It's actually against the law in Australia to do as well, along with England, Canada, Russia. Well, in Russia, you virtually get shot anyway, so you're virtually dead in Russia. Thailand, everywhere else. So, on that note, I may end this video. I'm actually going to have a look for more information put in the description for you all. So, have a nice, lovely read of all the stories in the description.